Is this one of those deals where it's don't look at the camera because it's awkward? Look at each other.
Well, I mean, it's
or is
right
it, do
there,
we
you
look
know?
at the camera?
I want to look. That's weird.
A lot of things start with a chord progression generally, and most of the time that comes from Andy. It's kind of come. We've been sort of reevaluating our roles, I think, a little bit, and kind of learning where we have more voices and where we can lend a hand a little bit more. But generally, lately, it's been Andy bringing stuff to the table.
Really neat chord progression. I had this idea for a structure, and that's just kind of where it was born in the garage. But that was it really just, I think, depends on who's got the idea at the time. That is what it feels like. There was for a while Mike had come up with Lay Low, and then he came up for the chord progression.
Guts and
Glory. And then I don't remember where there was another song after that we wrote, the one we don't have a name for yet. Texas Highway. I don't remember how I came up with that, but there was a string of songs there where we were just kind of it was wherever the idea was coming from, we were just kind of looking out and grabbing whatever
inspired us.
Yeah, whatever was inspiring.
We Can Wait, we rewrote. It was a totally different thing when it started to what it is now.
I think part of that is we're really challenging ourselves. That early on, we didn't really know what our voice was, so we just kind of write something. Do we like this? And we play it. And I think now we're to the point where we just, we know if we like it. We play it once or twice. And I didn't feel right. We'll go back.
We're picky.
And then we'll just throw stuff out on the way.
Yeah, we'll do like production kind of stuff, before we record and everything.
Yeah.
Then it's done.
Yeah, really. Some of that. Yeah, like the last two songs, we did a lot of that. Not a lot of it, but we did some of that stuff in studio.
We Can Wait probably took us 8 months to write.
What?
From the first time we sat down and decided this was going to be a song to
but when
it came to fruition was 8 months.
Yeah, it was.
And when we sat
we would
down,
spend hours talking about what we thought the song would be about. And which we never used to do before. We never would dissect a song, and so. But other songs have. I felt like Lay Low came together rather quickly.
Yeah. And in parts of even We Can Wait, even though we worked on it, part of the time, sometimes it was on the back burner, and then certain things came together real fast, and then some things came real slow. So
it was top of the list. It was just done. I felt like.
I remember the evening when we pinned the chorus, and it came together in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Once there was just a moment that things just kind of clicked.
That song all started because Andy and I heard a synth sound that we just loved.
Yeah. And I didn't.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't even ultimately what we were playing that night didn't end up being the song, but it was the backbone of that song was that synth sound that we just loved, and we went out and
bought a synth. To reproduce it.
Yeah, we had that microcord. You remember we had that microcord, and we sold that just to buy this synth for that sound. And man, that song, it took 8 months, but once we hit the groove, it was.
Yeah, I think once we figured it, we actually sat down and produced it. It was just it seemed like almost overnight.
Yeah.
You
look back on it, it was a long 8 months thinking about writing that song, but then once we sat down. And it was when we were upstairs at your house when you had the little studio upstairs. We turned the metronome on and did the little bass line, and it was done. Before we knew it was done. I think you wrote the drums the next time we met.
Here, yeah.
It was like one day for each part.
We knew it was like a dancey feel, done. That's it.